Hi Scorpio, welcome to the channel. So today we're going to do a reading on new love, meaning this is somebody you have not met. Next person coming in. This is for people who are kind of fed up with their current options and are wondering, like, what if I just waited for the next person, or, move towards the next person coming in? What could I expect regarding that person? So we're going to look at the love oracle first, and then we'll go ahead and clarify pretty deeply with tarot. Keep in mind, the Love Oracle has both positive and negative messages in it. Sometimes we'll get negative cards, and once you clarify it with tarot, you'll realize, like, say somebody's having financial problems, you'll realize by the time you clarify with tarot, they're actually working on those problems. So stick around. Sometimes the tarot tells us a different story than the initial Love Oracle messages. As always, thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting. Those all help the channel. They're all free, and it's a great way to participate in your reading. So let's get started. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. New love. Somebody you've never met. What would be coming towards you? And it is a general reading, so it may not resonate with every Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, you're new. Oh, well, player. I was not hoping we'd start out that way, but so charming, manipulative, karmic, being tested. So keep that in mind. They may be a player. Unfinished business. They may have, since this is new, they may have unfinished business with the past person. One more on Scorpio's new. Healing tried to pop out. Spiritual awakening. Interesting. All right, player. So unfinished business says it's not over. Patterns, back and forth, and baggage. Spiritual awakening, enlightenment, epiphany, life lessons, and rebirth. So just from this initial spread before we pulled tarot, this person probably has been around the block a little bit, may have some baggage with unfinished business with one person or more people, but it seems like they may be experiencing some kind of awakening, probably regarding their playerness, but we're going to find out because the tarot is always super interesting. So Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, tarot. And, players, they can change. Lots of players end up falling in love and getting married, so don't throw it out quite yet. We'll see what's going on. Player. But this is to tell you whether you should welcome them with open arms or if you should run in the other direction when they come in. So we're going to find out. All right, Scorpio's player. Eight of Swords. Let's get another one. Player, Eight of Swords. Queen of Swords. This seems like somebody who may have been blind to their own, like, shortcoming. I mean, have you ever met somebody who's kind of a player, but they don't actually even, like, intellectualize that? They just think, oh, this is just what people do. They just stayed around, kind of a thing. They were blinding themselves to the truth, I think. I think they're starting to realize that they need to clean up their act. Queen of Swords is all business. Eight of Pentacles is working on yourself, putting in the work, that type of a thing. So it could be that they have taken the blindfold off. She's blindfolded here. She's not blindfolded there. And it actually looks almost like the same person with that hairstyle. So this person may have been very busy in putting in a lot of energy on casual dating, flings, that type of a thing, which would leave you with a lot of unfinished business, right? You're making connections to all those different people energetically. Are they still a player? That's a good question. Are they still a player? Will they be a player? Knight of Pentacles. I don't think so. I think they've slowed that lifestyle down. I think they did have some sort of epiphany or realization, which we have epiphany over here in the spiritual awakening. And they're putting in work on slowing their lifestyle down is what it feels like to me. What about unfinished business? Unfinished business. They could have something that was close to a long-term situation that they are kind of still tied to, that they need to work on. Could also involve their money. So let's look a little further. Justice. Yeah, they may have some legal business with a past person they have to wrap up. They might have lived with somebody at some point. They could even have been married. I mean, just because you're a player doesn't mean you didn't get into a long-term commitment at some point. Unfinished business, Ten of Pentacles, Justice. Yeah, they're pretty beat up from this. And it could be that you know, maybe they got found out that they were a player and it caused a bunch of problems in a long-term relationship. One more. Empress. Interesting. I almost feel like they did get their butt kicked by whoever they were in a committed relationship with. So maybe they learned their lesson. They realized, oh, I trashed this situation, so now I've got to straighten up, kind of a thing. For other people, it could be that they did all this because they were wounded and they need to like step up their game, get into Empress status, do this work that they're talking about or we're seeing over here, the spiritual awakening, and stop doing whatever they've been doing. So let's clarify the Empress. Page of Swords. This is watching, learning. This could be the online stalking card. So they could have a past person that they were tied to in this relationship. For those of you that this person did get their butt kicked by their spouse, this person could be keeping an eye on them. So something to be aware of. Ties back to unfinished business. But yeah, there's definitely was some damage done in this situation. And this person that they were in a relationship may be watching what they're up to. Let's look at spiritual awakening. So enlightenment, epiphany, life lessons, rebirth. Spiritual awakening. Four of Wands. Life lessons and a Four of Wands. And I think that's what we're seeing over here. I think they learned some stuff in this Ten of Pentacles justice situation and left them battered and bruised. So spiritual awakening, Four of Wands. One more. Five of Pentacles may have left them a little broke. You know, you go through a situation where you're splitting up with somebody. It doesn't matter if you're married or you're just living with them. That comes with financial implications. So all of this heartache, being out in the cold, losing money potentially may have taught them a very valuable lesson. And that does seem like what it feels like. Spiritual awakening, Four of Wands, Five of Pentacles. One more. Two more. Ah, here we go. There's the lesson right there. King of Wands and the Temperance card. This person is learning to temper that King of Wands behavior. Maybe they're super good looking. Maybe they're super charming, which you would probably be if you were a player. They're learning to temper that. They're learning to chill out. They've come to this realization over here, putting in the work, slowing themselves down. So it feels like they've learned a lot of lessons before they get to you, and they're trying to temper that behavior. So let's see, Scorpio, if you were to actually invite this person into your life and date them when they came in, how would that go? Let's get a general idea of how that would go. Scorpio, if they dated this person, how would this go? Chariot, could be that it moves pretty quickly. Four of Pentacles, they may be in a rush, and you may want to like woe it down a little bit, it feels like. Or vice versa. Maybe a very strong connection. The Lovers is that like soulmate, the perfect person for you, the lovey-dovey energy. So there definitely would be love here. One more. Page of Cups. One person could have a little bit more love than the other. The Page of Cups is like a very sweet, childlike love or small gestures of love. So it feels like a little bit of an imbalance. We got Chariot and Lovers, which feels very quick and very passionate. We have Four Pentacles and Page of Cups, which is a little bit more of a holding back energy. This person may actually be the person who's holding back. Like, because they've gone through, they look like they've gotten their butt kicked and are having some realizations and are trying to temper their King of Wands. So just be aware if they are kind of holding back. I think that there's affection here, love here. It's just probably because of what they've been through, kind of a thing. And they may not want to rush in to the love thing because they've done that in the past. They've been a player and they've been a King of Wands. So I don't think it's a bad outlook. I think it's just going to be a little imbalanced at first. Let's get one final card. Oh, I spoke too soon. It may be that they hold back too much to the point where it just doesn't go anywhere. So be aware there's a potential that it will just shift into an ending kind of a thing, which if they have past baggage might not be a bad thing. But so be aware if you're coming on strong and they're holding back, that imbalance or vice versa, that imbalance may cause an ending overall. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope that helps on the new love. And I will see you next time.